Sure.
Yes, could I please speak to Martin, Constable Martin PERCEY, please?
Sure, just a moment.
Thank you.
Constable PERCEY speaking.
Constable PERCEY, hi. My name is Keith Scott.
Hey, Keith Scott.
Hey, I'm calling you in response to file number 2022-2950. It was an incident on January 16th, 2022.
1 second, let me just... What's the file number again?
The file number is 2022-2950. I understand you guys responded to a call that I was...
Yes, no, I totally, I don't know how I forgot about that. I sat with you in the hospital for quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that you guys responded to a call that I was suicidal and threatened to harm the police.
Yes.
That's not true. You responded to a call made by a woman named Shirley. I know that, even though you guys will not identify her name. Her name is Shirley. She has a husband named Myron. She said that on the day of the incident that you guys let her go. Shirley was never, ever, ever invited into my home. Never. She was a customer who used to buy eggs. My husband had died 48 hours earlier after a year-long battle with pancreatic cancer. Obviously, the last month that he was in the hospital, as a disabled man myself, who also has been granted a dignified way of dying by a maid, have no reason to take an undignified way of committing suicide myself, and have no need to be threatening the police, as I have a dignified way that has been in place for a while to have assisted suicide, as my husband did too. Shirley is a former nurse, allegedly from Prince George. The day that she was in my home, the day prior to the assault, she also knew that I was immunocompromised and on benzodiazepines. She knows what benzodiazepines are. You don't mix them with alcohol. She can be seen on video obtained in my home the day before the assault, pouring me Bailey's Irish Cream. Those benzodiazepines not only disappeared, but so did my husband's. That prescription was filled on the 13th of January. My husband had only taken 3 of his because he has prescribed them because they thought that he was having an anxiety attacks. It wasn't until he was admitted to the hospital that they discovered that he was having seizures. I don't know if you've ever looked after somebody with cancer for a year by yourself as a disabled person with mobility issues, but I can assure you, as a person who not only is immunocompromised, but also living with mobility issues, that what it takes a normal, healthy person to do in a day is exhausting on myself. I live with bilateral hip replacements, a knee replacement, shoulder replacement, and 2 spinal surgeries to prevent me from going quadriplegic. I have been living this way for decades. Surely, I have no reason, or I have no understanding why she made that call to you guys, but I have a recording of her, not only, of course, in my house the day prior to the incident, but the day of the incident. I have a recording of her stating that you guys said that she could go. Now, I want to know why, when you guys took me away, is Shirley back in my home with her friend Diane, once again, rifling through my personal belongings. I have money and benzodiazepines missing. Now I understand by talking to you guys the other day that these allegations were made of me making a threat. Apparently police, according to the video that was shot in my home, I have police with guns going through my home after they've shot what has been described to me as bean bags. What are bean bags exactly?
So we have like a large launcher.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a kind of like a grenade launcher, but it doesn't shoot a grenade. It just shoots out like a really hard bean bag, right? So
would you say a really hard which?
Like a bean bag.
Okay, what's a bean? Is that like one of those things that a kid would toss through a game? Bean bag?
Yeah, kind of like one of those little things. Kind of like a soft stack, those little.
So what's it?
I don't know what's in the inside of it. I've never actually seen a bean bag or seen it after it's been fired, but I know the concept of it.
So what's the difference between a bean bag and a rubber bullet?
Rubber bullet would be like a solid rubber chunk, where a bean bag is literally, I believe it's a bag filled with soft in there, so it's soft and flexible and stuff like that.
Okay, so what's in your file there regarding what was shot through my window?
Say again?
What is in the police file that was shot through my window and the wall of my RV?
I believe it was a beanbag round through the window.
Well, I believe that I've got 2 rubber bullets.
Well, I know that you shot a beanbag against the side of your trailer to thump, to try to like a knock. And then what they shot through the window, I don't have that because that's the ERC guys, and they might have different files on what they actually used. But it may be a beanbag or it may have been like a rubber chunk. I'm not too sure.
Well, the story seems that.
So just so we're clear, my job during this whole situation here was I was just the guy who I stood the entrance to the perimeter. I went to the ERC guys, did all the things. I just drove you to the hospital.
I understand that you're the lead investigator. That's why I'm asking you those questions. Are you aware of how long I was at the hospital?
Well, sorry, you keep fading out. Say again.
Are you aware of how long I was at the hospital?
I have no. I think were you there for the day? Were they released you the next morning?
I'm asking you how long was I there for?
No. So once the doctor determines the determination, then it comes into your health thing.
How long do they normally keep people under the Mental Health Act?
I've seen anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to 6 months.
So how long?
I've seen anywhere from 8 hours to like 6 months.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you now have a record release patient. I was cleared within hours. There was nothing wrong with me. The story that was fed to the police was a lie. I have missing money and prescription drugs. But is it because I'm a disabled gay man that I had my home shot up, and that elderly white women who describe themselves as Christians and a registered nurse, who you will not, or the police will not identify as the people who called, but you can check your files there. I guarantee you her name is Shirley. Why is she not being investigated? Or maybe now she should be investigated for entering my suite illegally, and the suspicion of missing drugs, and also serving a patient she knows is immunocompromised, whom she has also exposed herself to. She's unvaccinated. I would never, ever, ever have an unvaccinated person in my home, as I'm immunocompromised. My husband not only is immunocompromised, he's dealing with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She also got into Kelowna Hospital and up to my husband's room. I just want to, I'm trying to understand how you guys are armed with guns, yet you're unable to open a door to an RV that a trespasser herself was able to access earlier that day and after you guys left my home.
Well, when we got the report that there was possibly a firearm involved, that means we do not come to the door knock. That means we tried everything else. So we called your phone many, many times. We sat outside your phone with a loud hailer. It was very, very loud. I mean,
how many times did you call my home?
I don't know. Mike was doing it, and I think he was doing it repeatedly. So
I got one call from Renee, and 18 minutes later, my window shot out.
Well, we were parked outside your car, literally outside your trailer, blaring in the horn, loudspeaker. We had a flashbang go off, which is like a, or not flashbang, it's like a basically like a loud bang explosion.
Yeah.
Super loud. I myself was like a kilometer half away, and that was a lot for me. And I was right beside right beside your door. They turned that off to get your attention, and then they slammed the beanbag round against the side of your trailer. Again, zero response. The only time you opened you even got a response was once there was a hole put to the window. We went through.
Okay, when you